Hello, my maniacs! This is the horror historian here, and today we are covering Halloween Horror Nights 26 You Don't Stand a Chance, which was released and done in 2016 until November 4th. I apologize also heavily in advance if this is going to be a correction video as well, since while the 25 review actually got a lot of positives in May's mark, I also missed a couple bits of information that year, so I thought I'd go over them now. Starting off, Halloween Horror Nights 25 did have 9 houses. I did lie a little bit when I said it only had 8 because I was reading from the website. I will be reading from the website again, but this time I'm actually going to be I've actually been to the event, unlike with 25, I'm able to actually cover it a lot better. Also, for the second one, Halloween Horror Nights had scary tales. Actually, did not have scary tales. My apologies. In Halloween Horror Nights 20 Years of Fear. It actually was in Halloween Horror Nights, at least I believe, in Halloween Horror Nights 2008 Bloody Mary, or Reflections of Fear. I'm going to double check that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm correct on this one. If I get anything wrong, please leave me a comment down below, because I really love this work. Yeah, I'm correct. But that's not why we're here. We're here for 26. 26 was my first year at Horror Nights, so I have a lot more experience. I really am glad that I'm actually able to cover this now, because with 28 done and gone, the carnival has now moved on. Jack will be returning at 30, we are pretty sure, but we're not sure what will happen to his sidekick, Chance. And if you remember at the end of my during my 25 review, it said that Jack escaped the lantern, and the fear was in, along with the rest of the icons that year, and basically ran amok. This year, and I am going to again be reading the lore bit on here, but I'm going to be, since I didn't go to these houses, I'm going to cover what they were. But yeah, the lore behind 26 was a continuation of the previous event. After Jack and Chance spawned last year's The Cars returns, they both got caught. Jack was put away in his box, while Chance got put away in her asylum. While she was incarcerated, she entered the theater of the mind, which meant whatever gothic nightmares occurred in her mind would soon become a horrific reality. This was the theme of the year. What happens inside the mind becomes reality. Chance has created this event through her mind. Now, the houses. Oh, goody, do I actually like a few of these. I didn't go through any of them because I was terrified. I'll explain why I didn't go through any of them more in detail at the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure this could be a really good one. So, Halloween Horror Nights 26 had 9 houses, and it also was the last year of Walking Dead, thank God. But we still had a few cool little houses, actually. We had our first house that was announced was American Horror Story season, with seasons Murder House, Freak Show, and Hotel. We live scene after scene of the sinister threats from Murder House, Freak Show, and Hotel in this extensive horror maze. This was what's called a mega maze. I did not explain what a mega maze was. Basically, it's the biggest maze of the event, with the mega maze for 26 and 27 being American Horror Story, and for 28 it was Stranger Things. The next one is Halloween Hell Comes to Haddonfield. Michael Myers is still alive and still out for blood in his all-new house. This is based on how you're going through the events of Halloween 2 in Halloween Horror Nights' Hell Comes to Haddonfield. So it makes a lot more sense that he's still alive and still out for blood. Since originally not Halloween Horror Nights created this, sorry, John Carpenter intended for this to be the final movie with Michael Myers in it. Tomb of the Ancients is one I was interested in, but I didn't go through. I didn't go through any details, by the way. Tomb of the Ancients. Immortal beings of the past have returned to rule mankind. Do you dare serve them? This is set in an ancient tomb and is a mummy-themed house. We haven't had a mummy-themed house, and I believe since 1999, 2000. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Experience every scene, every kill, every bone-chilling rev of the chainsaw from the original masterpiece. This is based on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was released in 1974. And you go through every scene in the movie. And also one of my favorite YouTubers, Andrew R. Davies, shout out and link in the description to his channel, right down in the doobly-doos, was actually a scare actor for Halloween Horror Nights 26 and 25, and he did his acting for that year. For 26, at the Texas Chainsaw Maze. Next up is Lunatic's Playground 3D. You won't stand a chance. 7 chances round where lines between your twisted illusions and realities are continuously blurred. This was the icon house this year. 25 had Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. This one had Lunatic's Playground 3D. This was the last, at least until maybe 29, that we actually had a 3D house. It was awful. This was not a good house. The 3D painting did not do very well, and the storyline was really confusing. Next up is The Exorcist. Go inside the mind of a tormented girl possessed by evil. It will leave you haunted. This is based on the first Exorcist movie, which I believe was released in 1973, or that might have been Texas Chainsaw, and that was released around 1972, maybe? I'm not sure when Exorcist was released. But it's based on the original, and you go through the scenes in the movie that's most important. The next one is actually a sequel house. Ghost Town, The Curse of Lightning Gulch. They came looking for gold, instead they found death and destruction. Now their doomed souls seek others to join them. This is a sequel to a 2004 house called Ghost Town. And it's good they're actually following up on this, since this was a very popular house. It was the comedy house of the year, and everyone seemed to love it. I really enjoyed just watching videos of that. And also, again, link in the description to another YouTuber. This one, Tim Tracker's Halloween Horror Nights videos, because my goodness, this guy got me into doing this type of stuff. And Tim, I want to thank you with all my heart for that, since I really do enjoy all your videos. Next one is Krampus. As a blizzard rages outside, St. Nicholas's evil counterpart and his band of dark minions claim the souls of the faithless, one by one. Krampus was the first one from that director. He also made Trick or Treat, but Hollywood actually did a lot better, but Orlando was no slouch. The technology, the scare actors, the puppets, the sets, all done in the Shrek building were beautiful. It was such a beautiful house. And finally, The Walking Dead. As we know, we have another house after Walking Dead, but it's sort of a weird one. Face relentless threats, starting from the beginning of the series to the last season. The last season's most unforgettable moments. This was in Soundstage 24, and it's the last year of Walking Dead. This covering seasons 1 through 6. It's not very good. Quite honestly, this is not a very good house. However, it did have something special. The repository. Now, this was called a separate ticketed house, which means you have to buy a ticket to get in, buy a separate ticket to get into this one house. Enter a terrifying new realm of horror, combining virtual reality, real-world elements, live actors, and more. This was basically an escape room. Halloween Horror Nights has never done an escape room up to this point, and I really wish they did it again, maybe for 30 or something, or even this year. But the repository was a virtual reality mixed with live actors, and live sets, and it was an escape room style house where you got information and then you had to solve puzzles. At least that's what I think repository was. I could be absolutely wrong though. These scare zones compared to 25 aren't as fun, except for one, but we'll get into that in a minute. We're gonna start from the bottom of the list this time. We're actually going to start off in the Plaza of the Stars with a Chance in Hell. Chance may be locked away, but that hasn't stopped her. As the alarms ring, she's busy recruiting cellmates to join her biggest act yet. Yeah, that's a little misleading, but we'll get into that. Chance in Hell was not a very good scare zone. Actually, it's better than Scary Tales Scream Punked, but it's not as good as, say, Masquerade from 2014. So yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not as great as it could have been. Going down to New York, though, we're going to Survive or Die Apocalypse. Rival gangs fight for dominance after a global catastrophe has ruined Earth's atmosphere. Join them or meet your doom. This is not compared to the scare zone that location last year, which was based on Shady Brook. Psycho Therapy Unleashed. Compared to that one, it wasn't very good, but it did have some really cool visuals, and I really liked it. Actually, I hated that scare zone, but that was also my first ever scare zone I went through. So yeah. Going on tour San Francisco now. The second last year has actually been hosted there. Dead Man's Wharf. The spirits of dead fishermen lost to the seas have returned to make the dock earn its morbid nickname. This one was heavy with the fog, even more than the scare zone in Central Park, because this one was based on, I believe, old sailors' tales of dead fishermen coming back to life. Or more in fact, it's based on Flying Dutchman with that. If you remember SpongeBob episode where he's upon board the Flying Dutchman. The next one, though, I do not like as much. That is Lair of the Banshee. Evil spirits and horrific creatures roam free in the dark hollow. It's dark hollow deep in the woods. This is based more on Banshee mythology in Irish and Scottish folk tale, where there was creatures called banshees that, when wailing, would make you so terrified you would die. I believe that's a myth of the Banshee. I admit I'm not a mythology guy. Again, I'm going to link another YouTuber down in the description below. And that is to Crash Course Mythology. Or just Crash Course in general. Because, quite honestly, these guys do a lot more research than I do on mythology. And it's really cool. Now, you're probably wondering, all these scare zones are not as great except for one. Which one was it? The last one. In Hollywood Boulevard, Vamp 55. It's Hollywood High School's 1955 homecoming parade, and the greasers have shown up with fangs and as sharp as their switchblade. Okay, there's a thing called the 40-year rule, which states that, well, something that's been made 40 years ago will become popular again. Or nostalgia from 40 years ago will become popular. Well, I might suggest another one, the 50-year rule. This is set in 1955, or the 51-year rule for this one. We have much more love for bikers, greasers, and more switchblades and vampires. That was all the scare zones here. There was two. Remember I said Chance in Hell was sort of a misleading one? Yeah, well, Academy of Villains House of Fear was that. Originally, people thought that Chance was actually going to get her own show, her own scare zone, her own house. And that it would be similar in terms of Carnival Carnage and Carnage Returns from 2015. However, Academy of Villains took over that spot. And while I liked the show fine, it really, really wasn't that good. The description for this show is join this high energy performance troupe of inmates and explosion of insanity that will thrust you into a realm of mayhem and maniacal terror featuring dance and specialty acts. The show must go on. This show was in the first year of Academy of Villains. It's been going on now for 3 years, and but Quill Lindsay Owens, thanks. I hate it. I liked it in its first 2 incarnations, but the 3rd incarnation absolutely is terrible. It could have been a lot better, and Chan should have gotten her own show, but what can you do? And Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure was actually a political-based one, actually, where Donald Trump was the villain of the show. Yes, they used Donald Trump as the villain of the show. And they also parodied Spaceballs. They parodied, I believe, SNL, Star Wars, The Force Unleashed. Not Star Wars, Force Unleashed. Star Wars, The Force Awakens. They parodied a lot. But that's what Bill and Ted does for you. Also, there's a lot of dancing. The rides opened this year as one more into the list. Onward Rip Ride Rocket. Personally, my favorite roller coaster at both parks. Transformers to Ride 3D. Revenge of the Mummy, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, Men in Black Alien Attack, and The Simpsons Ride. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is personally a really cool one. But what that means is that Diagon Alley is actually open. So if you want to escape the horror, you can actually go there. Now, mind you, I would actually like to see a lot more with that. Since I believe in Japan, they actually have Dementors and Death Eaters as scare actors for that event. Why can't we have that, Universal? But yeah, I said that I explained why I actually did not go to Rain the Houses. And this is sort of me admitting a fear of mine, but I don't really mind since it's my channel, and you guys can actually see why I've actually grown. Also, you did not notice, I am wearing an all jacked up shirt I got from eBay. I was actually terrified of what is known as Halloween stores. I don't know exactly how I got terrified of them, but I was. My theory was there's always a prop called a jumping spider and jumping dog, and my theory was that I got scared because I did not know what the heck the dang thing did, to where it scared the living bejesus out of me. By the way, it winds up and then boom, jumps at you. This year was really cool. For me, I did not go to any of the previous Halloween Horror Nights since I was terrified. I would not have had a good time. It would have been me just hiding in Mel's diner. Yeah. Once 26 came along, I actually decided, since we were all going to go anyways, that I would actually do my research. I did tons of research on Halloween Horror Nights 25, and I watched all the Carnage Returns, thinking that Jack would be back as the icon, because he was the first icon I ever watched. Yeah, and also, I know a lot of people are going to be curious about this, or why I'm obsessed with Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not. I'm obsessed with a lot of stuff. But you gotta understand this part of my personality. I'm a part of the autism spectrum, which, if you do not know, is a wide spectrum for autism, a disorder that is varying, but I consider both a gift and a curse. I am a part of the Asperger part of that spectrum, one of the lower parts, which means I have higher functioning. I could have had it a lot worse. I understand that, and I completely am happy I did not have it a lot worse. To me, personally, I made this channel to really just talk about something I love. And also, here's another thing about how this channel was made, or when it was made. This channel was made back during Hurricane Irma. If you notice, back 2 years ago, my goodness, I need to get on a better filming schedule. But back in 2018, or back in 2016, 17, I did a video talking about Halloween Horror Nights 1 through 12, Fright Nights up to the Caretaker's year. In that video, I was using only my cell phone, and yeah, the quality shows is not great, but it's not terrible. Mostly due to the fact that a lot of stuff is not as good as it seems. I realize I could have done a lot better with that. It honestly could have. But honestly, I think this video could grow really big. I built this channel to be one thing, something to keep me sane while I was going through the events of Hurricane Irma. However, I also built this channel for me to also remember all my information. 25's HHN review did not have as much knowledge and as much info as I normally do, or at least try to put into my videos nowadays. The Horror Borealis was my latest video, and I apologize for not filming anything sooner. We don't have any new announcements for 29. We don't have any announcements yet for 29. I'm really hoping we get them soon. But this year will probably be a weird one since we're starting September 6th. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you want to, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment what your favorite house of 2016 was I mentioned. I'll also leave the link to where I personally got my information from in the description, along with the other YouTubers I had mentioned. So thank you all so much for hearing me out and listening to this new video. I may not wear the professor garb every time I do a video because quite honestly it's a process to get that outfit on. But I'm quite sure that I will continue to do more videos in the future. The next video I'm going to be doing is today, actually. I'm doing a second video today talking about, actually wait, no. I want to get more information first. So next video will be once I get more information. It's going to be about where's the fair use. Thank you and have a wonderful day.